Captain Poe Dameron. It takes a defiant courage to stare down the threat of the First Order. And while Captain Poe Dameron is eager to fight, he worries that some in the Resistance leadership don't have what it takes. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing Captain Poe Dameron. Now finally I've actually got a Captain Poe Dameron in my collection, although I have had him for a while, as I've said about most of my collection, which I'm just burning through just to bring those reviews to you guys. And yeah, I'm quite happy to have him. I mean, out of all the three main heroes, I think Poe is probably what I call more like the original kind of guys. I just find Finn and Rey a little bit too comedic. Poe does have his moments, yeah, obviously like in The Last Jedi he's a little bit cocksure, the mum jokes at the beginning and all that, but I think in general, X-Wing pilot kind of guy that wants to get there, get the job done, you know, fly about. I think he's got the more kind of ballsy kind of likeness I quite like, rather than the goody two-shoes of Rey and Finn, who just seems to always want to do the right thing but then want to run away. He's very sort of strange, that guy. But anyway, we're talking about Poe today, and here he is in his sort of box. We've got the pencil drawing down the side. We just seem to have a little blaster. I don't know if there's any other accessories inside. And on the side is number 53. This side we've got Captain Poe Dameron, and on the back we've got the picture and his bio. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Oh, so here he is in his blister pack. Again, no major accessories there. We just got literally that little pistol, but it's kind of all he has. I think sometimes he might use a bit of more of a blaster cannon, but the pistol I like all my Star Wars characters with pistols. But we get him out, take some photos, and see what this guy's actually got. Just look at his face. It's always look a bit. It's not too bad, I suppose. It does look a little bit. Being a bit of an older figure, he does look a little bit. I don't know, young. Just, yeah, I think it's the eyes that kind of change it. I think the beard looks alright. But apart from that, he's alright. And I guess we'll see you in the mo. Hello, so welcome back, and yeah, Poe Dameron. So as I said before, I think he's definitely sort of what I call a good Star Wars kind of esque character out of all the kind of three heroes that we got. But we still not had a figure that does him justice, and it's just unfortunately we've got this, which is kind of a bit of the older type figures really. But just going over him, it's only quick review because he only comes with one accessory, which is this Poe Dameron blaster, and it's not too bad. I think a lot of the Resistance kind of use this blaster as well. Obviously not a lot of paint applications on there apart from the little the black kind of grip on there, but it's okay. And he's got a standard kind of holster as well, which doesn't look that nice, just a bit of a square little package on the side, but it fits in there nonetheless, which is okay. And then really kind of we go down to articulation, and again it's these sequel characters. I don't know what it is with the sequel characters. I don't know whether because obviously the films have come out and these, you know, Black Series is kind of just finding its legs as these films were kind of coming out, but they're just, I think they're just quite poorly done. I think they're just sort of rushed out really compared to like the figures that we are really getting now, especially like the Mandalorian and stuff. So his head, we can go left and right. He can look down this far and he can look back up that far. His arm comes up to here. We've got a rotation. We've got a rotation at the elbow as well. His elbow bend comes up to about 90 degrees. We've got a rotation at the wrist and it's also on a hinge. And then we've got a swivel here just under his chest. You can't really look down far because it's too far up. And his back as well, he just doesn't want to go back at all. His legs got a nice kick to about here. You can come back to this far. We've got the upper thigh rotation. We've got a double jointed knee. And we've got the rocker and the pivot at the ankle. So it just really sort of comes to it. But even though he's got all the articulation there, it just feels a little bit robust. This feels too heavy and too sort of thick, so you can't get the arms in. You can just see straight away his arms are naturally in this kind of pose and they don't want to go down. So as you bring the arm up, they don't come inwards. So it's kind of like the old kind of 1990s kind of action figures. You know, we haven't got that articulation there at all. That's as far as you're close you're going to get the arms together. And then the legs feel like they want to do the same thing as well. They kind of sort of always want to spring apart. So when you're stretching him out to do a sort of gun pose, they kind of just feel like they're just going to keep on moving apart because they feel a bit loose at the top here as well. It just doesn't feel like a Black Series figure because obviously we just moved on so much since then. And overall with sculpt as well, yeah, I mean, what can we say? Is this Poe Dameron? No. I think if I gave it to someone and went, who's this Star Wars character? They'd probably go, is it Poe Dameron? Like, yeah. Yeah, I can see it. But it's not that great. The face just looks a bit off to me. It's like the eyes are too wide. But I think, like when you look this way, the sculpt is definitely there. But it's just that paint application which is a bit poor. But the hair, you know, we've got all the sort of detailing and all that in there. We've got this nice sort of Rebels insignia on the arm. The jacket, as I said, it feels really robust and quite thick on there. And it's just a standard brown. There's nothing really sort of going for it. But again, the sculpt is nice. And so is the arms as well. The hands look a little bit sort of cheap. They just, I don't know, they've just not got the detail in the hands. They just look a little bit kind of plain. The shirt, you know, it's just a standard Star Wars kind of not done up kind of thing. But we've got to see that. We've got that extra texture there. The belt itself, it's just all brown. I haven't checked to see if the buckle should be silver, but yeah, it's just completely brown. Looks very plasticky. And the same goes for the belt part here as well, like the holster. It just looks really plasticky and just looks a bit really ugly, I think is the word. And then also going down into his trousers and into his boots, which is all the same colour. It just doesn't work. There should be a tone or just a subtle change. It just looks like he got chocolate legs. It's just all one colour all the way up from his boots to his thing. So it's kind of like as if they sort of forgot to paint. So yeah, and as for like a Poe Dameron figure, it's quite a shame really that it's not a decent one because there's not many out there. So here's to a kind of archive collection one. There is an X-Wing Poe Dameron out there, but I still haven't got that one. But I have got the 2-pack to still review as well. But yeah. But I suppose it's just another one to add to that collection. I would definitely say just give it a miss if you're not really into the sequels or into Poe Dameron or whatnot. Obviously, if you're a main collector, you just, as I always say, you're going to pick them up anyway. But I would say it's definitely one to miss. And if you're just a one character kind of figure, hold out. Let's just hope they might bring out a Poe Dameron in the future with a better sculpt and better paint applications. So, guys, girls, thank you for joining me on this review. You can follow me down in the comments down below. You can follow me on Instagram and you can subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye.